If you think waking up at 5 in the morning, drinking green juice, and reading a book a day is what makes a billionaire, you have been lied to. Those are lifestyle habits, not wealth building habits. Social media influencers love to sell you a version of success that looks like a productivity montage because the truth is far more boring, clinical, and sometimes it feels a bit unfair. Real billionaire money habits aren't about how you start your morning, they are about how you structure your reality. Today we are moving past the cliches, we are ignoring the motivational fluff that sounds good in a graduation speech but fails in a boardroom. I am going to share 8 lessons that sound counterintuitive or even wrong to the average person. We will discuss why being the smartest person in the room is actually a financial liability and how doing less work is often the only way to make more money. If some of these sound too obvious at first, stick around, because you are likely not ready for lesson number 7. This is about the mechanics of wealth that stay hidden in plain sight. Most of the billionaire advice you see online has been heavily filtered for public consumption. When a billionaire goes on a talk show, they talk about hard work, giving back, and following your passion. They say these things because they are safe, they make the person look like a hero, and they don't invite scrutiny from regulators or the public. However, the real rules of the game are structural and often uncomfortable. They don't sell online courses because they aren't about hustle, they are about math, psychology, and the cold application of power. These lessons rarely go viral because they don't offer an instant shot of dopamine. Instead, they require you to step behind the curtain and accept that the world doesn't operate the way your high school economics teacher said it did. We are looking at the foundational wealth building secrets that allow the top 1% of the 1% to stay there while everyone else is running on a hamster wheel of endless effort. Lesson number 1 is that billionaires obsess over leverage, not hard work. Most people are taught that the harder you work, the more money you make. This is a middle-class trap. Effort is capped by the 24 hours in your day, but leverage is infinite. Leverage comes in 4 main forms: capital, people, systems, and code. While the average person is trying to increase their hourly rate, the billionaire is looking for force multipliers. They understand that moving a boulder with your bare hands is noble but stupid, while moving it with a lever is efficient. If you are the only one doing the work, you are a bottleneck, not a business owner. Ask yourself this self-reflective question: if you stopped working for a week, would your income stop too? If the answer is yes, you don't have leverage. You just have a very demanding job. The wealthiest people on the planet spend their time building machines that work while they sleep. They aren't looking for ways to be more productive. They are looking for ways to be less necessary. This is the smallest form of leverage they use, yet it's the one most people ignore. Lesson number 2 is that they avoid good deals to wait for asymmetric ones. The average person is hungry for any opportunity that looks pretty good. They chase 5% returns or small side hustles that take up all their mental bandwidth. Billionaires, however, are famous for passing on 90% of the opportunities that come across their desk. They aren't looking for a fair fight or a steady gain. They are waiting for low-risk, high-upside situations where the math is heavily in their favor. This is known as asymmetric risk. It is the ability to say no to 100 good deals so that you have the liquid capital and mental energy to go all in on one great deal. Patience beats diversification at the top. While the world tells you to spread your eggs across many baskets, the truly wealthy wait for one basket they can control, and then they watch it very closely. Saying no increases your long-term wealth faster than saying yes ever could, because it prevents your capital from being tied up when the opportunity of a lifetime finally appears. Lesson number 3 is that cash is not trash, at least not at the right moment. You have probably heard the phrase cash is trash because of inflation. While that is true for your savings account, for a billionaire, liquidity equals power. They often hoard massive amounts of cash right before a period of chaos, when the market panics, when interest rates spike, or when a massive industry faces a downturn. Everyone else is forced to sell their assets at a discount just to survive. That is when the person with cash becomes the king. Cash is not about earning interest, it is about optionality. It is the ability to buy distressed assets when there is blood in the streets. They don't view cash as a lazy asset, they view it as a loaded gun waiting for a target. This explains why they often look wrong or out of touch right before a crash, only to emerge 10 times wealthier on the other side. They aren't trying to time the market, they are waiting for the market to give them an unfair advantage. Lesson 4 is psychological. They make others others feel smart. Often your ego is your biggest obstacle to financial freedom. Many people want to be sharpest, win every argument, and take credit for their triumphs. Billionaires realize ego kills compounding. The millionaire is glad to let a negotiator, partner, or employee feel like they won the intellectual struggle as long as they get their way. They need results, not credit. Let others feel smart to purchase loyalty, get better deals, and hear stuff an arrogant person would never hear. Always, quiet influence is more useful than noisy authority. When you stop attempting to prove your knowledge, you realize how much you can gain. This lesson applies to you instantly. Those who must always be right struggle the hardest. The fifth lesson, they value control over profits, sounding heretical in investment. Most people learn ROI maximization. Controllable businesses and assets attract billionaires. They prefer an 8% return on a company they own the board to a 15% return on a stock they don't control. Power is distinct from paper wealth. Stress is decreased and wealth lasts longer with control. Control allows you maneuver in a crisis, replace inadequate leadership, and safeguard your downside. Significant profits usually mean risk. The rich seek to accumulate wealth and maintain their status. This control helps individuals stay calm while the world panics about a changing market. Lesson 6. They create boring revenue before seeking thrills. Social media hustlers covet the big score, the crypto moonshot, or viral digital firm. Billionaires oppose it. The early machines are boring and predictable. They fund waste management, logistics, specialty manufacturing, and commercial real estate. These sluggish cash flow engines drive future risk-taking. Stability precedes exhilaration. If income is unstable, fear will cloud your judgment. Designing a dull machine that earns money regardless of headlines builds safety. They only seek high-risk, showy ventures after safety. Love dull cash flow math to become a billionaire. Lesson 7. They value avoiding foolishness over smartness. Many people spend their life searching for the genius move that will make them rich. The majority of billionaires' fortunes are built by not being foolish, not genius. You should avoid terrible relationships, undue leverage, and ego-driven spending. Charlie Munger famously remarked he only wanted to know where he would die to avoid it. This is downside removal power. You get wealthy by avoiding the mistakes that ruin most people: overspending, pursuing fads, and court disputes. This contradicts common wisdom. No 1000 IQ approach is needed. Simply be smart for decades. The 8th lesson is to create their life before making money. Most people aim after wealth. Says, once I have $10 million, I will be free. A millionaire uses wealth to align. Before choosing a strategy, they choose their location, stress tolerance, and optionality. Money is about alignment, not accumulation. A millionaire may consider a business arrangement that makes you $10 million but ruins your time, control, a loss. Their financial systems service their lives, not vice versa. Stop making desperate choices when you see money as a weapon for freedom. You're calmer, more calculating, and make more money because you're not desperate. The 8 lessons are supposed to make you productive, not motivate you. These don't get much airtime because they involve discipline and emotional detachment that most people lack. You must value patience over enthusiasm and silence over credit. Do you still deny these regulations apply to you? Continue to outwork a lack of leverage. Are you still letting ego rule your deals? Real riches goes to the best machine builder, not the fastest runner. If this changed your money outlook, subscribe. We discuss unflexed material